Dang guys, I am so sorry I missed this week's upload. I know I said I was gonna stick to it, but things came up. Life's hard, man. Life is really hard, but we're gonna kick it off right, finish it up right here, right now. So I'm gonna get y'all these uploads. Let's get it on, man. Okay, we're back. All right, what's up guys? It's your boy ACG here. If you don't know by now, it's Afro Car Guy. That's what we're going with and that's what we're sticking with. If this is your first time visiting the channel, go ahead and subscribe. I make a lot of good content and like I said, I'm sticking to it. I post weekly, or I try to get as close as I can to posting weekly. If you don't already, follow me on my Instagram at the same thing, Afro Car Guy. Easy to remember, right? All right, so in last week's video, we talked about 5 things that I hated about my modified Mitsubishi Eclipse. Now I had a few sour people out there. Oh, those are things that you did to the car and that you hate. And I'm like, well, yeah, guys, I said it's things I hate about the modified. I wasn't talking about the things I hate about what's stock about my car. I'm hating what's modified. So that being said, in this video, we're gonna talk about 5 things I love about my modified Mitsubishi Eclipse. First thing I like the most about the car is the uniqueness of it. If you've ever driven, I guess you could say, any car that isn't big in the scene, it's a lot harder yet easier to stand out, but you have to approach it a certain way. Since your car isn't hugely accepted in the scene, there's certain things that you can do and certain things you can't do in order to get it accepted. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, okay, might as well just stick with the Eclipse. The Eclipse is hated, I guess, because of what it fell short of becoming. The Eclipse was once an all-wheel drive, turbocharged, budget car. Now Mitsubishi refined them and kind of stripped their, kind of clipped the little nuggets down there, man. So now you have a car that pretty much is, disliked. There's nothing that would seem worthy of the car. And that's where few lucky people like you and me may come into, because you're watching this video, so you're thinking of the same things to do to this car. That's where people like you and me come into play, because now we have this car that's pretty much an underdog. No one's gonna expect to see anything crazy on it because no one works on them. So once you start adding the tasteful things or the trends that go on in the car scene, it makes it a lot easier to do stuff like this. And people have no idea what to take of it because they wouldn't think a car like this would turn out to fit into the scene. Now, anyone can go out and buy a 350Z or BRZ or Corvette. And the thing that sucks about that is you're gonna have like every other 3rd or 5th person on the road driving your car. But when you go out your way to build something that won't ever really be seen, you get something that is truly yours, inside and out, one of one. The fact that I can drive this and know I'll be the only one driving this for quite a long time, because even then people won't go out the way to recreate what you've done once you break down all that you've done to it. So one of the things I love most about this car is just how fitted to me it is. And I guess that's something else you can say about the car scene. That's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be an expression of yourself. So this car is an embodiment of my creativity, my imagination. To see it in reality is just freaking awesome. Next on the list of things I like the most, number 2. I gave a lot of hate on it in the last video, but trust me, I couldn't have it any other way. Number 2 is air suspension. Do y'all really think I drive this slow every single day? Every day? Nah, man. Air suspension is a lifesaver because you can pull up and air out like this and look cool, and then air up when you need to and avoid all road obstacles. Nothing can touch you. So yeah, air suspension might be a little pricey, but I'd say it's definitely worth it in the long run. Now I'm not gonna bore y'all with the whole process because we did that in the last video, and I'm sure most of you by now should know how air suspension works. Worth every penny. If you can go to out the way to afford it, do it. But there are other alternatives to air suspension for those of you who don't know. You have a lot of hybrid systems and Frankenstein systems, but I guess I can speak on the hybrid system. So all a hybrid system is half bag, half coilover. And with that system, you still get the full functionality of being as low as this, but you get the ability of being like a bad car until the time comes for you to air up. So when it's time to air up, it'll give you about 1 inch or 2 inches of clearance, depending on where you put your air struts at. And once you clear the bump, you just lower it back down and you're back to your static ride height. Now, the only thing with that system, it does not come with like the air pressure monitoring or I guess you could say anything that'll come with a full-on back system, because it's not a full-on back system. It's just an add-on to your coilover setup. And as far as everything else goes, like I said, with the Frankenstein kits and stuff like that, those are just kits y'all can piece together yourselves in order to get to that bagged lifestyle. You have to do your own research depending on the car you have, but if you do want to bag your Eclipse, like if I haven't said it in previous videos, I'm on a D2/airlift setup. D2 being my air suspension and airlift being my management system, and they work very well together. What kind of video would this be of things I like if I didn't list my exhaust, boy? Oh man, I freaking love my exhaust note. I love the way my exhaust looks in general, but I freaking love my exhaust note. I'm gonna show y'all this in a second. I hope I've been numbering these, but number 3, exhaust. Give her some revs, Mike. Alright, so for those who don't know, if you haven't watched the previous videos and this is your first video jumping into it, I have the 4-cylinder. You know, when you think you hear your car make a weird noise for a second and you just stop whatever you're doing to figure it out. I think I was just hearing stuff. Anyways, I have the 4-cylinder 2.5 liter Eclipse. I think that's the GS Sport. Well, it's a GS Sport, so it's 4G69. This motor comes with 3 cats, 1 resonator, and 2 mufflers. This is the 2011 model, by the way, so this is the one that comes with the dual exhaust setup. And 2012 was the final year of the Eclipse, so only those 2 years come with the dual exhaust setup. Anything prior to that was before the facelift, and those only come with single exit exhaust. It's time to address the elephant in the room. The thing that should have been number 1, but it's number 4. But I don't think these are going in order of actually relevance. I'm just listing them as they come to the top of my head. The 4th thing I love most about my car, which is kind of in the uniqueness section, but it really deserves a section all on its own for all the work that was put into it, is my wide body kit. For those who don't know, and for those, I believe most people should know, but we're gonna do it for the ones who don't know. This kit is not designed for this car. This kit was originally designed for a Rocket Bunny 350Z. It just so happened to play out very well that the 350Z and the 4th generation Eclipse share similar enough body lines where it can pull the kit off. Now the car had to go under a 2-month refabrication design type of deal to get the kit to actually fit onto the car. But once it's on, let's be honest here, it almost looks as if it's meant for the car. Ever since I saw Drowsy Eclipse pull it off, I just knew one day I just had to have it. Now the 5th and final thing I love most about this Mitsubishi Eclipse, is modified Mitsubishi Eclipse, is the people I've met through it. Almost 4-something years of owning this car, I have met a spectrum, a multitude of people, good and bad. And I'm glad I've met all of them, because without any of them, this car wouldn't be standing here or slammed out here where it's slammed right now. Each one has a role to play in my interpretation of the car scene, my advancement to the car scene. And for the car itself, each one has had something to put into it to allow me to have my mentality to get it here. You know, all the naysayers, all the positive people, all the people who actually put their sweat and blood into this car to get it to where it is today. It's just too many people to even name. So I guess I can say the networking and the growth this car has brought me, it's taught me so much about finances, people, cars. Is like one of my biggest teachers, guys. So ultimately the car has just opened a lot of doors for me. And even now, YouTube channel, I never would have thought. I still remember when I was back in high school, everyone in class asking, so what do you think you're gonna be? What do you think you're gonna be when you get older? Well, everyone was telling each other what they'll think that person would be. And one girl told me, well, I think Miles is gonna be a blogger. You know, back then felt like an insult, you know, but little did I know, what, in the next 5-7 years that vlogging and that type of stuff would blow up into what it is now. So I'm glad to see where my life's turning out to. Well, that's going to do it for today's upload, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please go ahead and continue liking, subscribing. Thank you for the growth on the page so far. We're about to hit 140 subscribers within the last 2 months. That means a lot. It means the world to me. Superman Instagram has gotten rid of our likes. I mean, not gotten rid of it, but hides it from the public. Don't get me wrong, man. I like having my stuff viewed because it shows the growth of when I was getting 10, 15 likes per picture. Now on upwards of 500, 2,000 likes, depending on said picture. So it sucks that everyone can't, I guess, enjoy that with me, but just know it's still going up, guys, and it's still only the beginning. So if you haven't already, go on and share this video. Follow me on Instagram at AfroCarGuy, and I'll catch y'all in the next video, man. Oh, almost forgot. Remember, hold that dream. See y'all later, man.